Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am drinking coffee from McDonald's, and it's because my 7-year-old is the most persistent person that I know. If you ever wanted to learn how to never give up, just ask my 7-year-old. This kid decided he wanted a chicken biscuit from McDonald's this morning, and he just was not letting it go. He's right in my ear, Daddy, 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 Daddy. And I finally broke down. So, and I don't give in every day. A lot of times I'll just not give in. But this kid is unstoppable. Great trait to have. Okay, I wanted to start here and just show you the market. It's not much going on. We're at 209 billion. XRP is at around 20.5 cents or so. Not Bitcoin's just under 8,000. Not a lot going on. I wanted to show you this, and first I always give you my caveat here when I talk about charts or traders or anything like that. The Joker, this at Kia Crypto, is one of the only traders that I really show every once in a while, and this is what he had sent, or he had put on Twitter. And for me, every once in a while, it's interesting to look at this. I don't trade. I'm probably one of the longest term holders of XRP in the world, if you want to be honest. I don't buy and sell and all that. It's just I just more or less talk about digital assets, Ripple and XRP in the long term, what I think is going to happen. That's what this channel is more or less about. But when I see these, every once in a while, I'll show these because these are kind of interesting to me, and I think they will be to you too. Bitcoin weekly close above 8,300 indicates Bitcoin bulls are coming back. This invalidates the bias. The pullbacks to 73 to 7,800 area provide buying opportunities. Stop loss, weekly close below 8,000. So I just wanted to show you guys that just to show you what one trader is thinking. Next, I wanted to, and I forgot to, I accidentally didn't put his name in front of this, so I'll give Xmin XRP sent me this at XRP33, I think is his handle. Just look up Xmin XRP, you'll find him. But give him a follow. He sent me this. And this is Galgatron's blog. Galgatron's a really smart guy in the XRP community. And every once in a while, he puts out a blog here. And if you want to go to that, it's galgatron.net, GALGITRON.net. The case for XRP, and he's a pretty funny guy, pretty witty guy too. He starts this out by basically saying he doesn't like people. So I thought that was funny. But he's got a lot of good stuff in this. And if you go down here, I'll show you a couple of the interesting parts that I thought were interesting. Right here. Ripple provides the integration aspect to XRP's value. By this, I mean that Ripple is baking XRP right into their software products that they sell to banks and other financial institutions. They have a product called RippleNet, within which some of the tools utilize XRP to facilitate cross-border payments for their customers. This product is a direct competitor to SWIFT, which is a massive multi-bank consortium that sends, let me stage this properly, $5 trillion, hang on, there's more, a day. And then he says, sorry, I passed out. But he's making the point here that this is how big the market is that Ripple is going after. And he makes the point in this blog also that a lot of people follow, they focus in on the speculation part of XRP. Well, I've talked a lot on this channel about how really, and he's right, really in the long run, the utility of XRP is going to be the bigger deal. But the speculators, the speculation of it will always be there as well. And I believe that the speculators are going to freaking pile in once they realize the kind of utility that this will bring. Now, But he's got a lot of good stuff in here, especially to those of you that are new to Ripple and XRP. If you'll go, he's got a FUD section where he addresses some of the things that you're going to hear from the enemies of Ripple and XRP. Everyone tells me Ripple is centralized. He goes through all that. Ripple XRP is a scam coin, banker's coin. Why does everyone say that if it's not true? But banks are not using XRP. Is XRP a security? I've heard that RippleNet doesn't require XRP to be used. Why would the banks use it then? Can't Ripple just print more coins whenever they want? He goes through all of these things. And then I'll show you how he closed this out, which I think's a pretty good way. Don't be tricked out of your opportunity to participate in the success of Ripple's burgeoning global adoption as the flywheel starts to kick in and becomes a self-reinforcing, unstoppable behemoth. I won't say we're out of the woods yet. There may be more pain and possibly a more protracted bear market, but the value gravity of XRP will prove itself over time because manipulators gotta sleep eventually and gravity never sleeps. Where were you when XRP was at 20 cents? Exactly. I couldn't agree more with that. There will be people that say that. Now, this is someone that just came onto the scene. I've never recognized this. It must be a new handle. XRP 2020. And this person right here has tweeted this out. 2 million XRP wallets in existence, 8 billion people on the planet equals early investor. Do the math. Now, Ripple has said that 2020 is the year of digital assets. So if you start to see prices go up, it's going to drastically affect this chart that you're looking at. But I want to point out one thing that was pointed out to me by a friend of mine on the phone the other day that you should recognize. And that is, look at these numbers. Now, remember, it says number of accounts in this range. So most people have more than one account, okay? But most people have more than one XRP account. I would say just about everybody has more than one XRP account that's an XRP holder. But this just gives you a general gist of how things lay out. Look down here at, this is the people that own 100 to 199,000 XRP. And it says 7,488. Now, if you add, and it goes all the way up to people that own 1 million or 1 billion plus. But if you add all these numbers up here, what you'll come to is there are somewhere around 14,000 or so people that own 100,000 or more XRP. Now that figure could be more like 20 or 30,000 if you factor in that a lot of people, I think it could be, if you factor in that a lot of people have more than one account. But let's say it's 14 or 15,000. I believe, and it's not just me saying it, this was from a Hodor blog, that one of my favorite things he ever said. He said that he believed don't be surprised if the 1%ers, 1% holders of XRP at some point become the 1%ers in the traditional sense of the word. That's what I believe you're going to see unfold over the next 2 to 3 years, is that everybody who is in this group is going to be the wealthiest people, not in the world, but in the history of the world. That's what I think. I think that they will be the 1%ers, and I think that this is when you will see a complete world change. Okay, moving along. From Michael at VAL5 links, the ripple effect, the biggest companies that began supporting XRP in 2019. Now, this is a Daily Hodl article, but all the Daily Hodl article did was they took Leonidas's report from his website at XRP Arcade, and they put this list here. So you can go to xrparcade.com and you can find the full report that gives you even more information. But here's what they said. XRP researcher and founder of XRP Arcade, Leonidas, and his last name has always been so hard for me to pronounce, so I'm not going to try. He's compiled a list of platforms and projects that announced plans to utilize XRP in 2019. Here's a look at the largest organizations that have now added support for the cryptocurrency. MoneyGram, Salt, BitPay, BRD Wallet, Trust Wallet, Anchorage, General Bytes. This one right here, by the way, was the ATM company that's going to have ATMs around the world where you can buy XRP. That's a game changer in itself. I'm not going to go through the whole list. I'll say Trezor. I'm not going to go through this whole list, but I did want to show you all of that. All right, moving along. This is from XRP Trooper. Now, for those of you that don't know, he is the official stormtrooper that has a chipped tooth of the Digital Asset Investor channel. And what that comes from is one day I was telling the story of how I think I was talking about how I had to go to the dentist. Well, I had a chipped tooth on one of my front two teeth when I was a kid. I chipped the tooth because back then our water slides were made of concrete. So I'm going down this concrete water slide at a water park, and I hit the front of my face on the thing, and it broke the front tooth in half. Well, the XRP Trooper, who's at Trooper XRP, he told me, he said, I think he said the same thing happened to him or whatever, but he chipped his front tooth, he broke his front tooth in half. So I've had mine bonded ever since, and that's where that comes from. But anyway, he sent me this, and this is anytime I see these articles that are from these Japanese publications, sometimes you can lose some things in translation. And I found that Yoshitaka Katal usually tweets these things out kind of when he's getting the news a few days later than us, sometimes a week or two later. It says, Asia says Ripple executives will lead innovation in 2020. Blockchain application is accelerating. So that is going to be pretty interesting. Okay, next from XRP Honey Bear. There's a couple of things from China, and then I'm going to cut this video off. I've got so much stuff that I'm running long already. China announced that Vice Premier Liu He will travel to Washington to sign the first phase of the trade deal with the U.S. next week, locking in Beijing's commitment to a ceremony already announced by President Donald Trump. And then there is this. Chinese fintech firm Ant Financial, this is from X Lighting the Way. Chinese fintech firm Ant Financial is best known for Alipay, used by over half of China's population. Today it announced a February launch date for an enterprise blockchain that experts believe could pave the way to mass adoption of the technology. So you can see all the things. China, there's a lot going on in China. There's more here. Let me see what I have next. There's a few things. Yeah, there's a couple more in China. XRP Crypto Wolf, I'm going to have to break all of his information in half today into two videos because he sent me, I think he set a record in the great information that he sent me today. XRP Crypto Wolf, China's nationwide blockchain network, BSN, will launch for commercial use in April 2020. The project aims to provide a trusted and scalable infrastructure for supporting new blockchain projects, as well as the development of smart cities and digital economy. And then he sent me this. American Express application was accepted by China's central bank to start operations in China. It allows Amex to process and settle payments by setting up a network with Chinese partner Lian Group. American Express and Lian are partners with Ripple, and who is one of the only companies in digital assets that is in China. That would be Ripple, folks. Let me make sure I didn't have anything else on China. No, I'm not going to do that one yet. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family that Ripple has it going on in China. You better believe it. Thank you for listening.